pops up later.
Okay, hey, welcome to Mama Sheila's with D. That's all who decided to show up from the crew today. Prayers go out to Stacy and her dad because he's ill. I have with us today my cousin Robert and his beautiful wife Kenyatta. I don't know where she disappeared to.
Here, I'm coming. Dog you out.
So today's topic is marriage from a married couple's perspective. I've been married before.
Me
He's
too.
been married before. It didn't work for me. And up until recently, I really didn't want to get married again. What makes you guys so magical? I know that you guys are grounded in the Lord, and everybody needs to know that.
Yes.
Yep. I think you want me to go first.
You can go first. Go ahead.
I know it sounds so cliche-ishy when people say, oh, we put God first, but we really, really do. And I think another thing that helps out as well, and this is how we tie God in, is we know our place. And in knowing our place, he takes the role of being the protector, being the provider. I take the role of being the rearing of the children, to be in the nourishment and of the household, the cooking part. Not that he doesn't cook as much as I do, and being like the nurturer of the children as well. And even when it comes to the children, there's just some things that I do, and then there's some things that he do, and he kind of knows his little spot with the kids. Like, he just knows that's just what I do with them. So definitely keeping God first, knowing our place, and making sure that he understands that I have to respect him. Like, not that I don't love him, but I think for women, we have to respect our men. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't mean that I don't love him, but he has to give me something to respect. And it's not just about the penis in his pants and the money in his wallet. It's about him having provision for the family.
Wait, stop. Rewind. I'm gonna need you to repeat that. It's for him having what?
The provision for the family.
I don't have to read nothing, so I'm gonna take these glasses off.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, you getting old, you gotta take your glasses off to hear.
No, it's just that ring light is in my glasses, so I can't.
Oh yeah. Those lights are pretty bright. And the provision, meaning the visionary for the family, where we're going, what we have to do to get there. And being able to have a good foresight. I hate to say who I can hang around and who I can't, but just being able to know who's good for our tribe, right?
Right.
What we have going. Not that all of my friends are married, but all of my friends are married or getting ready to be married. If they are single, they have respect for the married life. Like, I can't do that. I can't hang out to 2:00 boo. Like, I ain't trying to get my head cracked. So just having the provision in that way, just knowing our place. Like, I don't cross over in his lane and he don't cross over in mine.
I had to put him back on.
He loves me and I respect him. Gives me something to respect. Like, I know we want to think of it as, love, but it's not like that with women. Like, we want to be able to respect you.
Right. And depend on you. And so I think a lot of marriages that are failing today is because people are so proud, they don't realize they have roles.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
True.
you got all these boss chicks, and you know, you got all these cat daddies, as I like to call them, and you can't be a boss chick or a cat daddy and a husband or a wife. You know, I think the reason that I've shied away from getting married again is because I think we discussed this, Dee, in our first show. I kind of felt like I lost track of who I was.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes a wife can be too pleasing, you know, or try to do everything the right way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just, for me, for marriage to work with me, I think you're gonna have to realize that you're gonna have to let me do me, because at the end of the day, I'm always going to be the best wife. You know, I'm gonna do my wifely duties, all of them, you know, and have no problems with it. But when you get that control, it's that whole controlling thing for me. You know, and I think
Mm,
me and Eldridge been together for 13 years. That's my longest relationship ever.
mm.
Wow.
And I think for me, I'll be the first one to say that I slacked off on my end.
Okay.
You know, I kind of backed away and just kind of turned my back on the duties that I was supposed to do. And I think that mainly was the reason that I'm sitting in this apartment now,
Mm,
because I kind of turned my back on it.
mm.
I mean, we both had our issues, and I'm not the type of person that I'm not going to. I hate confrontation.
Me too.
I'm
No,
not
you don't.
scared of it. I'm not scared of it. It's just if I can get by without having it, I'll do that. And for me, I'm
Right.
always the quiet dude. And I think a lot of people don't like that, don't like having that quiet dude, because they never know what you're thinking. First of all, they might think you're crazy a little bit, but they think that you're not going to do what you're supposed to when you need to. And a lot of times that's not the key. I'm an observer. So I kick back and observe. But yeah, I did lose my way as far as doing my duties in my last marriage. And I'll be the first one to say that. But I'm not opposed to getting married again. I really am not. So, but right now it's like that. You figure out who you are in the time you have. Like I've met someone now. She's wonderful, you know, and
If she watches, she all right. I'm just joking.
Be nice.
She's a supporter of Black women, and I love it.
yeah, and she's for empowerment of anyone,
Yeah,
especially
she is.
us. But and we've talked about it, and I mean, I would, but right now I just can't give a definite answer.
Mm.
I mean, and you guys haven't been seeing each other that long. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? You
Right.
haven't been seeing each other that long. And I think her and I kind of had a discussion on it a little bit. And my advice to her was to give you time and let you breathe. Because what you can't do to Maxine's kids is try to force us into anything. That's when you
Yeah.
get backlash and rebellion. Like when you try to make me do something I don't want to do, I become that 14-year-old rebellious teenager who gonna do what I want to do anyway, but I'm just not gonna let you know I'm doing it.
Yeah, and it's gonna
So
start by cussing you out.
I haven't cussed in 6 hours.
That's a record.
No, I'm trying to stop cussing.
Good for you.
I am. I'm trying to stop.
D, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Is it something that maybe that she did that caused you to like, you know what? Whatever. Is it something or
Mm, I think she was kind of overbearing
Mm,
because I think it's because it's
different
her
person.
parents were that way, you know, strong-willed, strong-minded, and she kind of grew up that way because a lot of times she did everything herself.
Mhm.
So she kind of took the roles that should have been mine in a way. So she kind of stepped in my lane. And like I said, I'm not that big on confrontation, stuff like that. So I let her run with it. But
But
when
see,
I got
that's my problem. That's
yeah,
my problem.
but when I got tired of something, she knew I was tired of something.
Yeah.
So
Kind of like how I'm very strong like that. And a lot of it, I guess the new saying is the trauma that we have in our childhood, it shows up in our adulthood. So by me, um losing my mother at such a young age, I had to be so mature so quick. So I am
right,
very accustomed to just doing things on my own. I've been on my own, my God, since I was 16. I had my first apartment at 18, 19 years old. So that was why one of the first things I said was knowing my role, because I can do it. Like I don't need him to do it. I can do it. But I had to understand that I don't have to do it no more.
Right.
but you put your trust in him to do it.
It
Yeah.
took me a long time. It was not an overnight success
Right.
by far. It took me a lot of listening to wise counseling. I'm very mindful of who I get,
Right.
my counseling from. So listening to wise counseling, humbling myself. I'm not gonna say, oh, I prayed and I fast. No, I just had to really listen to wise counseling and just realize I have somebody in my life that's here to help me, to take the load off, so to speak. I don't have to do it on my own. I don't have to be strong like that. And he enjoyed doing it too. It wasn't like he ran away from the responsibility. He
Right.
enjoyed it.
Right.
So sometimes I would get upset with him early on because I would be like, I didn't have a problem with voicing my opinion, but I felt like he was a bit passive aggressive. Like
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong, but because he's non-confrontational, he didn't want to
Mhm.
say. So I had to realize it was me that was, pressing those buttons and making him shut down. And I just had to literally just shut up, just be quiet. Um, and just like be more observant to his patterns, to what he was doing and what he had going on. And then eventually he would just start doing it. It wasn't that he wasn't doing it when I wanted him to do it.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's a big thing too, because
Yeah.
like my last marriage, like I said, she wasn't a horrible person. She just she just wanted me to think like her.
And if
Mm,
she's listening, happy birthday.
Yeah. But
You know
like I
what?
said, she wasn't a horrible person at all. It's just like kind of like if she was strong-minded at first, but I can't think how she wanted me to think.
And a lot of times women, I don't know what it is, but we just don't think like them.
Not at all.
Like I could tell my
Not at
wife,
all.
like I could see way down the road. Like if we want to do something, I'd be like, okay, we got to do this in order to get to that, and get to get to the next part. We got to do that to get to that. It's like
Right.
steps,
You're right.
That's how I operate. Operate instruction. A lot of times people don't understand why I do things the way that I do, but it all falls into line later on
Right.
the road.
You already know. You already got a plan.
Yeah, I got the plan, but I might not execute it fast enough. Sometimes I would tell my wife, like, she'll crack a joke and be like, I've been asked you to do that. I said I was gonna do it. I just didn't do it. Eventually it happens, you know. So, but
Just take different
Yeah,
steps.
it
to get to the
just
same
take different,
goal.
Yeah.
it just take different steps.
Yeah,
Even if-
but she put her trust in you to do it though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
And
took a long time.
that plays big.
that's why, like, when it comes to me as being her husband, like, okay, I got to make sure I do this right. Because one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to fail. That's
Right,
what I don't want to do.
right.
So I strive and work. Like I told her today, I said, I work good under pressure.
Yeah.
I give my best under pressure. Because when pressure comes, I have to, like, when by me being the man of the house, right? If something go wrong in this house, at
It's
the
up
end
to
of the
you.
day, I don't care if it's her fault or the kids' fault. At the end of the day, they're gonna look at me. So me, when a situation arises, I gotta think, okay, it arises, how am I gonna get out this situation? So I have to sit down and I have to think. And eventually, boom, I make moving, we out the situation.
We survive.
And that's what it comes down to. You survive together. You
Did you
survive
die?
together.
I know.
Yeah, we down again. I mean, one thing that I'm so happy about the woman that I have now is that I can trust her. Like, I could trust her to go make sure that she pay the bills. She'd do it. I ain't got to worry about her going to buy some Louis Vuittons. You know what I'm saying? You know, and she's not the type of want it right now. Now, if the stuff is tight, okay, she'd be like, okay, it's tight this week. We'll just worry about that next week.
Mm.
You know that? I'm like, okay, cool. You know, it's not a lot of pressure on me, you know. And that's the blessing part about having, you know.
Right.
Honey. And I think
Yeah.
sometimes, and I went through this phase. Sometimes us women, because we can multitask and
Mhm.
we can just make some things happen. You know, we just straight get it out the mud.
Yep.
And then they can too, but they go about it differently. And we think the way that we think the way they go about doing things is just like stupid. Like I'm not calling, you guys stupid, but I'll be like, oh, why did he do that? Sometimes even driving, we drive totally different. I always say, here we go. We're going through the back cave. Like we can all these side streets, and we gotta go up. And then I look up, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, now I see why you did it that way. He'd be like, I told you. So we have to stop thinking that men are slow or dumb because they don't think the way that we do. They just have.
I think my problem with that is that
You don't even know.
You got to relinquish control, I think, because you're so strong.
I can't.
You can't.
I cannot.
That's something you have to do. And I think you feel that, I don't want to necessarily say it makes you weak, because I think it's more acceptable for us to have some weakness than it is for men.
Maybe it just make you nervous. Like, if I let go,
you're gonna lose all control.
Yeah, it's gonna lose.
But it puts her, when we let go, it puts us in vulnerability.
Mm.
And when it puts us in vulnerability, that means, first of all, I'm getting older. We ain't no spring chickens no more. And when I put my whole being into you, you can drop me and I'm broken. Like I said, I'm not a spring chicken. I cannot get it not that I can't get it at all, just not how I used to. And I have more time behind me than I do in front of me. So that level of vulnerability for women is just very, very difficult.
But I also think that's where the trust in the person you're with comes back into play too.
Yeah. So when we are vulnerable with you, especially us strong women, when we are vulnerable with you, that is a really, really, really big thing. And for us to have to start over after being that vulnerable with somebody else, it's like almost impossible.
Yeah.
It really is. It's really impossible to get out here and date again and just be just naked.
Yeah. If
Emotional.
something happens between Eldridge and I, that would never happen. I promise you that will never happen. Dating is for the birds. Everybody out here is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think my problem is that my therapist says that I take daddy issues to a whole nother level. And that's because I've had two dads to take care of me the way that I should be taken care of. And my thing is, if you don't do it like my daddies or my brothers do it, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because my daddies and my brothers, they do everything correctly in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? As far as manning up, the way they treat their wives, the way they take care of their home. So if you don't do it like they do it, I'm sorry, we're going to have an issue.
Yeah, but that's tough because I mean, I think your brothers and your dad is a good blueprint to start out with. But, you know, just imagine someone putting that type of pressure on you. Like, I love my husband. I think he's a wonderful example, even compared to my father and my brothers. But he's not exactly like my dad. You know, he's not exactly like my brothers, but it was a beautiful blueprint for me. But you have two worlds coming together, and those worlds are going to clash because you have some differences, he has some differences, you have ways in your family that you're accustomed to, and vice versa. And you guys have to have that middle ground, and to bring that kind of heavy mantle and put that on a man on top of him being a Black man in America, trying to provide for you, protect you. And then he have to live up to the standard of not one, not two, not how many brothers you have, so many men in your life.
I got 2 dads and 4 brothers.
Yeah, we talk about
4
6
brothers.
people. So that's a lot for a man. And sometimes we have to turn around and say, what if he was like that about you concerning his mom and his sisters? You would be like, screw you, and some other choice words, because it's just impossible. So try to use
the basics. I'm just talking about for the basics. I'm talking about for the basics, the providing, and I'm not saying paying all the bills. You know what I'm saying? But the providing, the not having to tell you, you know what I'm saying? The not having to tell you what you're supposed to do part. Like my dad, both my dads are Johnny on the spot about that. When growing up, you know, even though I got on their nerves, if either one of my dads came over to my house if let me just put this straight, if I didn't have a boyfriend, if I had a boyfriend, I was on my own. But when I was single, if either one of my dads came over to my house and something needed to be done, it was no questions about it. It got done. They didn't even tell me about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, by the way, you know, and my biological dad, I actually rented my grandmother's house for him for a while. So he was always there.
This is
but
true.
stuff was always
I remember
fixed.
that.
Yeah, he was always there, but
I
stuff
remember
was
that.
always fixed. And you know, he tended to be there a lot at dinner time too, now that I think about it. But that's just the things. I mean, and even with my cousins, like with Rod, like when it was just me and the boys, and Rod said, hey, you know, this, that, and this need to be done. Even my cousins, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not used to having to say, hey, I need you to do this. I need you to know that it needs to be done because you live here too. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, as far as the standards,
like a leadership issue. It sounds
and
like.
and I know I am the take control person. And I think a lot of that is because of my marriage when I was married, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm gonna have to say this because I'm quite sure he's gonna watch. But my husband, my ex-husband was like, he controlled everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Every single thing. He controlled everything. I don't do control. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm doing the controlling, and I know that's wrong, Kenyatta. I see it all over your face.
So let me ask you this. Can you be specific about, because we sometimes use the word control in the wrong aspect. So can you be specific about what it is he controlled, or was he doing what he was ordained to do? Which
Now,
would be the head.
on the husband tip.
That's a good question.
On the husband tip, no, hands down. I ain't gonna lie, and I think I said this before. I am 70% responsible for that divorce. No way around it. But on the husband, he was a great provider. He took care of home. He made sure the kids had what they need. He made sure I had what I need. But it went a step above that. You know, it kind of got to, you know, kind of rolled over into my friends who I wanted to hang out with, or or, you know, me being busy. You know what I'm saying? Once my kids got a certain age, my career just took off. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like they were in their mid-teens and their dad was there, because we actually got a divorce for 9 years. And we got back together for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, okay, he's here now, so I can kind of do me and have his support. But it was to the point to where you're doing too much. You're never home. This, that, and the third. You know, blah blah blah. But you enjoying
Did he have a hobby?
Huh?
Did he have a hobby? Because I think that's important for couples to have stuff that they do separate, because we are individuals. Like, he don't like what I like, everything I like, and vice versa. You have to like have hobbies. And if you don't, you're going to be constantly crossing over. What are you doing? You know, it's kind of like looking over the fence of your neighbor. Hey, what are you doing? What are you growing? So if he doesn't have his own life, then it can feel like, you know, he was being controlling, but it sounds like he just needed a life. He needed a hobby. And he just was intruding over your fence, like, hey, what are you doing? And I think that was just a conversation that could have been had, like, so, you know, what is it that you like to do? Because some men just get so caught up in working that they don't have
that's in the blood. That's in the blood.
No, it's work. Like them old work and just providing. They don't know, like, hey, I can pick up a hobby no matter how bad I suck at it. I can pick up a hobby, you know.
His hobby on his hip.
Huh?
Robert's hobby is on his hip.
Hey, I do, but you know what though, cuz I haven't went lately, but I do go to the range. I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna just go to the range. Let some steam off. Actually, I have one of my coworkers, which is a real good friend of mine. Me and him went together one time.
You know, my ex-husband's hobby was his family. That was his hobby. You know, he's very family oriented when it comes to his immediate family, his wife, kids, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I think that was it. Now, every now and then, you know, he'd go to the games, but when he went to the games, he went with, you know, either his stepdad, my uncle, and my dad. It just no kind of outlet for himself. Now,
that's all it was.
And I think that with Eldridge and I is everything we do is on the opposite schedule. You know what I'm saying? When COVID hit, I didn't know what to do. And then on top of COVID hitting, he had a stroke, you know, like January 1st of last year. And then he just had another one. May 17th it was.
Yep.
So we're back at being home all day together. Like,
Yeah, that could be tough for some couples. Yeah.
I got
and we like kids, we're like kids. If he ain't following me around the house, I'm following him around the house, and
Mhm.
if I go in the living room and I play PlayStation, he'll come in and watch me play PlayStation and ask me about the dinosaurs, or then he'll go out. He don't like to be smothered. He
Mm.
don't like to be
Mm.
smothered, and he is a free spirit person. Like Eldridge likes to do his thing, like be it landscaping. You know what I'm saying? He really gets into his landscaping. He go play pool with his friends, he go fishing or whatever. Sometimes he give me a little bit too much space.
See, my hobby was washing the cars. That's
Okay.
I didn't want nobody out there with me.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on over
Mhm.
here and wash my car, little brother.
I
I
just
would
I support your hobby.
I would wash mine, put it away, wash hers, put it away, pull the motorcycle out, wash that.
Yeah.
That's just what I did. That was my peace time. It can be hot as all sin outside, but I'm still out there washing the cars.
I have a girlfriend who is engaged and they're kind of like, she's the smothery type, when
Mm.
he comes to the door, wants to know how was his day. He want to come home and smoke his weed, and he want to go in the basement, and he's a big sports fan, and she wants to come down in his space and put her feet on him. And
No.
this is what the tidbit that I gave her. And she was floored, but this is the tidbit that I gave her.
Mhm.
Only need an hour with each other per day. And the reason why I say that is because you're in the bed together, you're at work. I know you guys are texting and calling. Don't forget to pick up the kid. Don't forget to do this. You're constantly in rotation of communication with each other, right? When you come home, depending on your shift, you're getting in the shower. He's probably home already. You're cooking, whatever with the kids, depending on the dynamics of the family. You really only need an hour with each other because you live with each other. You see each other every day. You're married, preferably is forever. To make it last forever, you really need only really need an hour with each other. So many times he's upstairs and I'm downstairs. So many times I'm like, hey, where daddy at? Oh, he said he went to go wash the car. He'll call me, hey, babe, I went to do. We don't need to be around each other all the time.
See,
So
I'm like
sound like
that too.
It sound like mom and dad.
Yeah, they always one's upstairs, one's downstairs.
One's upstairs,
Yeah.
one's downstairs, one's gone, one's at home.
You
yeah.
know what? And
I
you know
think a
what?
lot
And
of
it works.
like with me, like with Hunter playing sports, while he's doing the sports and stuff, like he's doing football, basketball, he did track, now he's going back to his martial arts. I'm with him. So I get off work, okay, Hunter, it's time to go. Boom. Time
Right.
so I'm with him.
And I don't do anything with Hunter.
No, she don't. She did one thing. She had he went to county. And so she had to go only because I was still at work.
Yep.
Right.
But majority of the time, I'm with him. Every once in a blue moon, she may show up to a game.
Yep, I tell him.
But I'm the one do it.
Yep, I'm like, you're too big. You're a teenager. You need to be with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's how you and Hunter are vibing though.
Yep.
That's how you guys are learning each other.
Right.
Mhm.
And see,
You
that's
teaching
how
him
it
hip
was.
ropes.
That's how it was with me and my sports. My dads were there, and Uncle Jerry coached. So, Uncle Jerry was there,
Yeah.
but mom may or may not show up. Now let it be a talent show or
Yeah.
a fashion show.
Mom is gonna be in front row.
Mom was there in the front, and she'd be in the listen. Let me tell you,
I remember she gonna be in the front row. And
she gonna be in the
and
front
she
row. That's
gonna be loud.
Yes.
She gonna be
Yes.
loud.
I don't know how many times I'd be like, oh God.
Embarrassed.
Listen, one time mama had bought this shirt, and JC Penney sponsored us. So the shirt that JC Penney gave us, it didn't go well with the outfit, with this shirt that Mama had just bought. I don't know if y'all had Gantos where you were. Mama had just bought this shirt from Gantos. I think it was like $70. You know, $70 in a shirt in the 70s or 80s or whatever that was.
Yeah,
That was a
that's
lot.
expensive.
Yeah.
That's
So-
expensive now.
So, you know, I told my friends, I said, you know, I got my mama's shirt. I'm just not gonna take my jacket off. You know what I'm saying? And she won't realize that it's her shirt. I got out there, started doing my thing, twirling and swirling, took that jacket off, and all you can hear was, "That's my baby. That's my baby." I took that jacket off. You heard, "That's my shirt." I was like, oh shit. I forgot.
That sounds
Yeah.
like she would say, "Why you-"
Yeah.
I was like, oh boy. But yeah, you know, stuff like that. And it works, you know, I have a relationship. I have two separate relationships with both of my dads, which both of those relationships are equally important, and they both teach me different things.
Mm.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
And I do see some of my daddy Willie's traits in Eldridge, like that
Kickback.
kickback country boy,
Mhm.
you know,
Okay.
good vibes, you know, that, you know. So it's going to come a point in a time where we're going to have to get married soon because we can't live in sin forever.
Yeah.
Please let us know so we can come on down there.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I won't leave him at the altar like I've done others.
Yeah,
I've
there-
literally
there-
left people at the altar. Like
Got your
I've had
singer
people
right
show
there.
up, huh?
You got your singer right there
Oh
next
yeah, we already talked about that.
to you. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
We
Yeah.
already talked about that.
See, I can neither recall or I cannot confirm or deny these accusations that you guys are putting up against me for. So henceforth, I am retired.
Well, you're coming out of retirement, bro.
Okay.
You're coming out of retirement. It's just one little song. I'll sing the rest.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm gonna be that bride to sing at her own wedding.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna
Gotta
be
be
there
in
for that.
control, Sheila. Gotta be in control, huh?
Set
No,
out.
listen.
Sit down.
I have a vision of my wedding.
Oh,
So-
Lord.
I want to get married where there's a glass elevator, right?
Hotel.
Yeah. And so when the elevator's coming down, you can see the bride coming down, me and my two dads, right? On both arms. And I'm singing,
Marvin Cease.
no,
I'm just joking. Don't listen to me.
Flaws and All by Beyonce.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's the only Beyonce song I like, actually.
What's the name of it?
Flaws and All.
Falls and all.
Flaws. Flaws and all.
flaws. Okay. I have to look that one up.
So yeah, I wanna come down the elevator singing that in the glass elevator. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful.
And then once I get done, Durbin starts singing that Anthony Hamilton song.
What?
What's the
What?
one? Not In the Midst of It All, something.
What, the
Whatever.
point of it all?
Yeah, the point of it all. Yeah, in midst of it all. That's Yolanda Adams, ain't it?
You're lucky. You're lucky. That's one of my favorites.
Okay. And so
I do Stevie Wonder.
you gonna sing Stevie Wonder?
I didn't say
Robert is.
No, you don't want him to sing.
I can hold a note.
What, in a
I can
bucket?
hold a note. Now.
In a
Let me hear
bucket.
you. Let me hear you. Let me hear you.
I play better than I sing.
Gotcha.
Stevie Wonder got he got the song All the Joy.
The who?
All the Joy. I have built my castle of love.
Oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
beautiful.
Did Boyz II Men remake that?
I said
No.
Stevie Wonder.
No, nobody's really remade that one yet, as far
Okay,
as I know.
I have to look that up.
I know it's
And
one he's
so-
talking about.
You know,
Mm-mm. And then,
son,
huh?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I forgot what I was about to say. Because this food is really bothering me. Like the smell of the food is bothering me.
In a good way, I hope.
In a great way. In a great
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
It's salivating.
Yes. I got some greens, some barbecue ribs, some sweet potatoes.
Oh yeah.
I know
But
I should
what
have
I was
Sunday
gonna say
dinner
was,
today.
it is
Yes.
Sunday. I said it is Sunday.
Mhm.
All
Too
right,
late now.
so we'll do the Sunday of the 4th.
Hmm. I
Let's
might
see.
not be here.
Look here. You know I might not be here.
I might be here. I might not be here.
You tell her she needs to get
'Cause
permission
because-
before she take my brother anywhere.
Her birthday is on the 2nd,
Hmm.
so
She
we
need
might be
permission
leaving.
For what?
before she can take my
For
brother
what?
anywhere.
Man, you
We just came back from Florida,
And she got permission.
so
But go ahead,
Whatever.
say what you was gonna say. That's just big shit talking right now. You know how that is. Go ahead.
I
Go
know.
ahead,
I
finish
know.
what you said.
Well, I was gonna say, like, being around Robert and Kenyatta, they have like an unspoken
Mm.
language.
Hmm.
As weird as that sounds, like she can give him a look, he can give her a look, and they both know exactly what they just said. And
Yo,
a lot of
okay,
people, you don't see that. You don't see that anymore.
Wow.
mm-mm.
A lot of people do not have that. You do. Some of us like, what? What are you trying to say? But she can look at him like, he can look back and like, okay,
Well,
we gotta go.
one thing
You know what
that
I
we
mean?
don't do is that we are one. Okay, we don't let nobody come between us.
Right.
That's why
There you go.
with my children, that's why they where they at now, because the mama's talking ego. Now they think they finna come over here. Hey, this my daddy. No, this my wife. You ain't finna. She ain't finna walk on eggshell. If anybody gonna walk on eggshell, you
Right.
gonna walk on eggshell.
Right. And see, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how, but you know,
Yeah. Yes.
that's how it's supposed to be.
But
But
nowadays, that is the last thing you see. You don't see that anymore. And that's what I will honestly say I admire that about you two guys.
Well,
Is
God be
you
the
really
glory.
don't see that
I
anymore.
definitely say to God be the glory. It took, like I was saying earlier with Sheila, with us being, those strong women, I really had to give up having that mindset. And it took a lot for me to do that and to trust him and to respect him, and talk to him with respect, and just keep those lines of communication open with him, and just know that he's not a mind reader. He don't know every little thing that I'm feeling and all the
Right.
things that happened in my childhood that may be triggering, that he may have done or somebody else may have said, and it just set me off that day. So just talking to him with respect, keeping people out of our business, because marriage is just not, it's not for everyone to know about the downfalls of me and the downfalls of him. We do have some stories that, we don't mind sharing, but just in our everyday lives, he gets on my nerves. Sometimes I look at him and I'm like, I just want to hit you. We have those moments, but at the end,
Them go play on the highway moments.
oh no, that's not a good moment. That's not a good moment at all.
But sometimes that's how couples
but
feel.
one of the things I believe that we have both always said, we know how to argue. Like, we just do not hit below the belt.
I don't.
Right.
We just don't. Like, I don't play the B word. I'm the type of person, you call me a B, that'll be the last time you hear from
Oh
me.
yeah.
I just don't play that word. We don't talk about, you know, some people just get really nasty about their sex lives. Oh, it wasn't
Yeah.
that good, or it's this size, or you this open. We just don't hit below the belt. Like if we're having an
Yeah,
argument
no.
about what we are arguing about at that moment, like, I know, but I did tell you to do this. No, you didn't. Come on, babe. And it's so crazy because we argue and call each other babe, like, really?
You know what?
Like he'd be like,
Elder
babe,
and I do that
babe,
too.
I'm
We don't
telling you,
argue,
babe.
but yeah.
Yeah, so just being able to understand that you could argue, but you don't call each other out, you know, out their names.
Right.
I respect his mother, even when I don't agree with everything that she does. We've been together for 12 years. I've never, ever disrespected his mother. His grandmother, she could be a whippersnapper too. I've never disrespected his grandmother. So I always am very cautious of respecting the people that he loved. Not that I'm a pushover or that I don't have a problem speaking my mind. Sometimes it's
But
just, I just walk away, or I just be like, maybe you need to talk to your mom and just tell her I just, you know,
yeah,
I'll
there
hear
are
her.
boundaries. There
Yeah,
are boundaries. Yes.
because I'm thinking if my brothers was dating somebody and I hear that his girlfriend and his wife disrespected my mother, you know, of course she was living, I will be very upset.
Oh no, it's on like
Right.
popcorn. You can't disrespect your mother. I don't care who you are.
This one.
You see what I'm saying?
I
So
don't,
I'm
you can't
thinking of
disrespect. I
it.
don't disrespect. I'm 55 years old and never disrespected not now one of my
Exactly.
parents. If you think that you're going to
Right.
do that,
Absolutely. Yeah.
no.
So, but in this new day and age,
They don't care. That's the first thing they go
yeah,
after.
they don't care. I told
No
your
doubt.
mama I'm grown like she grown. So just respect is just such a big thing. I think early on in our marriage, I think I embarrassed him. We were remember we were in a, credit union, and he walked out. I think I got loud or something. I didn't say, I think it was just like my tone. I was too loud or something.
Mhm.
But just, you know, being respectful and having an understanding of one another, what we like, what we don't like. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, it's not a big deal, but for him, it is a big deal. I'd be like, oh, you're such a bump on a log, but okay.
But I
Listen,
also think that talking to each other instead of at each other plays a
Oh, yeah.
vital role.
yeah.
Because I mean, like I said, she used to talk at me, not to me.
But that comes in, that's a part of being that respect that we have to have for you guys.
Right.
Like, you know, when I talk to my husband, I have to also consider I have children around too. So I am the voice that they hear towards their father.
Mhm.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a respect thing when you're talking at, you know.
That
You
makes
know,
perfect sense.
Ed and I don't argue, but we do have discussions because I refuse to argue where I lay my head. And you know, no two people are going to ever just 100% always agree. Agree. But I'm direct. I'm very, very direct. I want this, and this is how I want it. And I think in the beginning of our relationship, he took my being direct as being pushy. Now, I'm sure I embarrassed him a couple of times too. What do you think about this? And this is another reason, and he's going to be surprised that I said this on this, but this is another reason why I've been apprehensive about us getting married. He has some disrespectful female friends. When I say disrespectful, these people who call themselves his friend, you know, they're friends, they basically taken advantage of him throughout the course of their friendship. And, you know, I used to tell him all the time, look, you got all these women, you know, claiming to be your best friend, and they just taking advantage of you, and you ain't even getting no poo nanny out the deal.
What?
What in the world?
At least get something, you know what I'm saying?
We talking about your honey?
Yeah, this
That's
is
too
before
much.
we got together, you know.
Okay. I'm like,
He
Oh,
wasn't getting no
okay.
poo nanny out the field.
Right.
But
I thought you
you
was
know,
talking about
but
now. I was like, hold up now.
they still try to carry on. Like he got a real disrespectful one. She lives in Vegas. That one,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
that one. And I know she probably gonna be lurking, watching. She gonna get it. Point blank, period.
She gonna get it.
But
Mhm.
I
okay,
think
so are you
Because
okay?
she's at the point to where she's no longer disrespecting him. She's disrespecting me.
and
Like she's
I
mad
think he,
because I won't allow him to send her money
uh,
for her kid. I got 8 goddamn grand.
what?
I got 8 doggone.
There go that 6-hour mark.
If you want to send money, but where you can't, once if you have a male friend or a female friend, right? Once they're in that relationship with that other person, you don't try to have a peeing contest with that person.
Right.
You've been doing this for 13 years and he's still here. He don't take your calls. That's because I put her on his block. I blocked her. And he's not sending you no money. And this is one of the reasons why I haven't been comfortable getting married, is because of his speak. And then he got one, you know, who wants him to come across town and mow her lawn for $20. Like, no. And then you got another one who's just whiny and just needy. And like I'm saying, he's getting nothing out of the deal. They ain't gave him no kisses. They ain't gave him no brain. They ain't gave him no coochie, no nothing. He just doing.
But I think that's up for he needs to nip that.
Yeah.
I mean, he
He
is
needs to
starting
nip that.
to, but you know me, sometimes it's not fast enough. Like he's
Yeah, but
gotten
give him that
in
time.
order. But I just,
Because I know you personally. Give him that time. If not, then you do what you got to do, which I'm hoping it don't come to. No. But anyway, let him kind of get rid of this, because it's I guess
he's taking
it's
too
like
long. He doing it, but it's taking too long. And he has a lot of female friends, and I think that's because he was closer to his sisters.
yeah,
He got one female friend that lives in Florida who's just downright supersonic sweet. Her name is Terry. Terry is Team Ed and Sheila. Never disrespect.
right.
Never. Never. You know? Then he had a female friend that when the day I met her, she said, "Hey, I met your girlfriend. She's cool. So if I need to talk to you or if I need anything for you, I'm gonna have to go through her now." And we end up, me and Joanna end up, you know, we still cool to this day. But he
But she
got
knows
them,
that line.
he got them other, let me see. I ain't gonna say their names because they might try to sue me. He got the
You know,
crazy one in Vegas. He got the crazy one here, but he got another one who's learning the way. Now, the other one who's learning the way, they genuinely were best friends. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
When I say they genuinely were best friends, they were like me and Rashawn was before Rashawn passed away. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So they were genuinely best friends. And I get that. And you kind of, but once you see that your female, once you see that your male friend has a girlfriend, it's time for you to back off. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I
yeah,
think
that's true.
And the crazy one keeps trying to come up here and stay at our
Lord,
house.
please don't let this
And I
woman
told
come
her
up
to
here.
come on.
No, let's not.
no.
Lord, keep that woman down there
I will cook
for
for
her
you.
own
I will
personal
make you
safety.
comfortable. Come on.
No, no, it's not.
But I think that's part of the reason why I have been apprehensive. It's just
You
those
got your own doubts.
those chickens.
Well,
You know,
Yeah.
and I know that they're not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's like the relationships aren't inappropriate. It's just they're disrespectful the way these women come at me.
And
You
you feel
know,
he's not sticking up for you.
he hasn't until like I want to say the last 2 years. I think it took me getting ready to pack my bags and go for him to go, okay, so I got these hoes using me, but here's
Mm.
my good girl. Did I just say that?
that's
I got,
okay.
It's
you
your
know,
show.
I know, but but you know, it's gotta be positive. I don't want to
It is
talk bad
positive,
about sisters.
but
And
it's
then,
also
okay,
got to be real.
yeah. So what do you guys think about this? I have a girlfriend, right? Who was dating this guy, and the guy ended up
Wait.
marrying.
But
Huh?
wait, you asked us and then you told us the story about the friend. So I do want to say something about that.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
So this has always been my motto since I've dated. I don't check hoes, period.
There you go.
So with that being said, if you are in a relationship with someone and the friendship that your mate shares with outside young ladies is making you uncomfortable, he has to take care of that. There's no way around it, right?
Mhm.
And I'm speaking from experience because I have more male friends than I did. Not anymore, of course, but when I first met my husband, I had more male friends than I did females. And one of my male friends, we had been friends since high school. We went to college together. I stayed on the 4th floor when I got my first apartment. He stayed on the 2nd. But when me and my husband got together, he just was acting really weird, right? Because all of the things that me and him did, now me and
Mhm.
my
Right,
boyfriend
right.
at the time was doing. So the rumors started, right? The disrespect started and the jealousy started. So that's not his place to check him. It's my place. So with that being said, he has to check it, put them in their places, make sure that they stay in their places. And we know as women, when you put us in our place, that you keep us in our place is to be consistent, right?
Mhm.
That means you don't do things behind your partner's back to appease me. You be the same person in my face as you are without, right?
Right.
Absolutely,
He has to be
absolutely.
the one. He has to be the one to check that. It ain't nothing for you to do about that. And
Yep.
just with being a stepmother and my husband having baby mothers, we've been together, like I said, 12 years. I've never had
And
to
that's
say,
because you are an angel. I'm not. I'm not.
well, not
If I
necessarily.
didn't told you, if
I'm
I
not
didn't told
necessarily
you,
the angel. I just, no, that's not true. I almost hate when people feel that way about me. I'm gonna say this. I just have principles that I govern by.
mhm,
Just like a gentleman, right? He have principles that governs him, right? He holds the door open for ladies. He makes sure that ladies are first. He pay for the tab. She may tip. And even if things don't go his way, he's still a gentleman because of
right.
his principles. So
Right.
these are what I call my lady rules, right? That
Okay.
doesn't make me an angel. I just have those principles no matter how the scales tip, right? Unless I have to protect my children, my family, my husband, then I have to get out of character because now we're out of,
All bets are off.
right, all
Yeah.
bets
You
are off.
took-
All bets
yeah.
are off.
But if I
Yeah.
have principles that govern me, it helps me stay balanced. And it is a way of protecting me too, because I think my husband is the best looking guy ever. I'll be checking females all the time.
Well, see,
We'll be doing it all the time.
that I
Right?
love. I love when they check him out. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I know it doesn't bother me. But you know the one in Vegas, the year we went to Utah for Christmas.
Mhm.
Remember that? The last
Yeah.
year that we went all used to. She claimed she had some kind of doctor's appointment here, whatever, and she wanted to come and stay at our house. My answer was no, because you're disrespectful,
Yeah.
right? She tells him to tell me, and I hear it through the phone, tell her to cut your balls loose, because when I come to Georgia, I'm gonna show her who own your balls.
And they're just friends. Were there any relations? Because this is pretty
No.
aggressive for a friend.
Yeah.
No,
He
but see
has,
what it
he
was.
has to do something about that.
But see, no,
Oh,
he
yeah.
handled it. He handled it. But
There you
she'll go away for a minute and then she'll come back, and she only comes back begging. And what it is, what pissed her off to that point is at this point I had cut off her supply. Like, you're not getting ready to contact my man on a regular basis. When we got bills, I want some extra money in my pocket. You want things for your kids? I got 8 grandkids, nieces,
Mhm.
great nieces, grandnieces. He's not your baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? So he tells her these things, and then she'll get mad at me because I'm cutting off her supply. So at that point, you know, she came for me, cuz. So I can't just leave that in his court, because he can't speak for me at this point. He's too nice to speak for me at this point.
No, he's not too nice. He doesn't have a backbone. And one of the things that men have to do, this falls in a category of him being a leadership and being a protector. Because if a woman is that bold, right? She's that aggressive. She is, and I'm not
Crazy.
taking nothing away from you, cuz I know you can handle your own, but she's dangerous, right?
Yeah, that's why I want to. That's
She's
why.
a boundary pusher and
That's
boundary.
why we need to have a meeting. That's why her
Yeah,
and
but
I need to have a
there's no
meeting.
need to.
No.
He has to have that backbone, and if he cannot, if he doesn't have the backbone to do it, then you're going to open yourself up to so many other things, because if you can't handle a woman and putting her in her place and cutting her completely out your life after she have disrespected you, your time, the leading lady in your life, then what's next? This is a very minute thing. This is a very easy shake and go situation, right?
Yep.
Life is not easy, right? Whatever test we fail, it's going to keep repeating itself. And like I stated before, we're getting older. We have more life behind us than in front of us. So if he's not showing that he's capable of taking care of you and shielding you and protecting you, that's a problem. Because there's no way that you could be vulnerable with him. It's no way I could be vulnerable with my husband and he would have even allowed his baby mothers to do things. Granted, he can't control them. Like, it was just something I would see him check very strongly, and they would still come and do it. And I knew that it wasn't him. It's just a disrespectful spirit that some people just carry that disrespect.
Yeah.
But it's different because he have kids, so it's like we kind of had to deal with it for the sake of the kids to some degree. But in this situation, no, ain't no way.
Yeah. I mean,
we got bail money for you, but no.
No, Dervin know where I keep my ATM card, and he got the PIN number. If he don't, my best friend Amanda do. It's it's to the point to where
but it shouldn't have to come to that.
I think that he's done finally. You know what I'm saying? I think that the blatant disrespect for me, you know, Ed is not confrontational and he
Yeah.
likes to make everyone happy. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He don't want to lose any friends. And I get that, but everybody's not meant to be your friend.
Oh, God.
Everybody's not for you. Everybody's not for you.
Uh-oh.
Cause
Huh?
I had to learn that you can't please everybody. I
Yeah.
learned,
Yeah.
He got
especially
such a tender
before-
heart, though. Yeah. That's it. He got,
even before. That's why I was always when I be telling you, be like, man, I'm so glad I found my dad's people. It's because
I don't know if that's a good thing either.
It is. Look
no,
at us.
it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because I talk about you guys. I just talked about D the other day to my mom. But
Man, to me about that music stuff.
oh yeah. I'm gonna
Don't
tell you about
start,
her
don't
later.
start.
Anyway. So, but before I was dealing with my sister and brother's father people, and granted, like her uncle got me into the plants and stuff. You know, I still called him my Uncle Junior and stuff. But I was so busy trying to please them and be cool with them so I could be liked. Because at that time I was at my lowest. I'm like, man, you know,
Right.
cut them off, you know, I ain't gonna have nobody, you know, but as I grew and become more mature and understanding things, like, bruh, listen, you can go your way, I can go my way.
Yep.
And that's that. Now we can handle like two adults or however you want to do. But you're not finna think you finna talk to me or get crazy with me, and I don't say nothing.
Right.
That's the thing. Don't send me no messages or don't call my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm not your freaking friend.
Yeah.
Don't send me no messages. Don't call my phone. Don't think that you have some kind of advantage because y'all been friends for over 30 years. And the thing about it is, y'all been friends for all this time, and he's the only person to still deal with you out the whole family.
Mm,
Wow.
Right. Captain Save-A-Ho at his best.
mm.
Okay, so on to the next subject. Oh, it's 8:09. Okay, I just got it. I have a girlfriend, and she asked me to bring this up. She was seeing this guy. Long story short, she was seeing this guy. She stopped seeing her, or he stopped seeing her, and he married someone else.
Ooh.
That means whoever this other person was never out the picture.
Right, obviously.
Listen, well, they stopped seeing each other. It was some reason they stopped seeing each other. I don't know what it was, but they were still in communication. But she was like, no, 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 no. He married this other person. Week, I think she said it was 2 weeks ago. She had went out just by herself to a jazz club, just enjoying, enjoying some time because she works hard. And the ex-boyfriend, his new wife, and the girlfriend comes into the club where she at. She said she didn't pay him no mind. She didn't pay them no mind, but the ex-boyfriend came over and sat at her table
You wanted them.
and was talking
Lord.
to her about his mom. His mom had, I guess, been trying to get in touch with my homegirl. And she got the whole family on block. So I guess the mom's been really sick and so on and so forth. And she wanted to talk to the homegirl because I think all her friends and family want them together and all his friends and family want them together, but he didn't marry this other person. The girl's daughter came over to the table where my friend and her ex was sitting, cussed my friend out. My friend was like, look, little girl, go on and sit down before I slap you, or slap the shit out you is what she said. And so the mama came over, the daughter and the daughter and the
Mom.
new wife jumped on my friend.
Wait, while he's sitting at the table,
Mhm.
was she entertaining the conversation?
They were talking serious stuff. They were talking serious stuff about her mom. She was sitting at her table minding her business. He came over they weren't talking. She said they weren't talking about anything except for his mother.
His
But
mother,
my
right?
question is, she was entertaining him,
Yeah,
meaning that she engaged, right?
right. But you know what? He should have said, hey, my mom's been trying to get in touch with so-and-so. Let me go over here and tell her.
Right.
Even she said that she told him, I think it's time for you to go back to your table now. And he said, F those bees.
Mm.
And so, you know, it all started with the daughter. The daughter went back and told the mom that my friend said she was gonna slap her. The mom came back over there, snatched my friend's wig off and threw it across the bar. And my friend is a lot like I am. She do not get embarrassed. She said she just laughed it off. Like, and so some guy was telling her how cute she looked without the wig. And so she turned her head, the mom, the new wife punched her in the back of the head. Now my friend is a lot like me. She's a trained boxer. That's how we became friends, because we both boxed back in the day.
Oh my gosh.
So she, you know, she said she thought about just letting the hit go because she was enjoying herself, and plus she had some drinks, but she was like, no.
No,
So-
you can let that go.
No, I can't let that.
You gotta put that on
Yeah.
the walk
You-
that.
So
You
my
should.
friend dusted the mama off real quick, and then the daughter got back up. She dusted the daughter back off. And then she said the only thing her ex said was, man, did you have to lay them both out like that?
Yeah.
And then
Pretty much.
the mama got back up and the daughter got back up at the same time. She said she just picked up a chair, did a complete 360. Everybody, and then by the time she was doing that, the police came.
Self-defense.
Wow.
They cornered her. I mean, what's her question?
She had to fight back.
Oh,
Right. But
yeah.
here's the thing.
But he should have never went to that table.
How do you marry someone when the whole world knows you in love with someone else?
Easy. Some men,
But as a woman, how can you know that this person's heart don't belong to you? It belongs to someone else. Even if she don't want it, could you marry someone in that situation?
no, not me personally, but some women are good with half a man. It doesn't matter if he's a full, complete man. And they are content with having any man, even if it's a half a man. Some women just have that type of man's mindset due to esteem issues, you know. It happens all the time. You know, it just happens. And some women just don't want to lose. They don't want to feel like they lost to somebody else. You know, it's the ego thing. It's a pride thing too. So.
Well, I just think that it's not fair to the new wife. You know what I'm saying? It's
She got laid out.
It's no, it's not fair
No,
to
that
the
ain't
new
fair.
wife.
Her and her daughter got laid the hell out.
That's what my
That
friend
ain't
said.
fair. I'm sorry.
That is what my friend said.
Yeah.
But it's what I mean, if my friend were to say, okay, let's do this, he would pack his bags,
Yeah, I was gonna say this lady
or
even
better yet,
talked to
pack
him.
her bags because they living in his house. He would pack her bags and she would be on her way. Like, what? As a woman, I'm gonna give my advice to this person, and as a woman, I want you to give your advice to this person.
So am I giving advice to your friend or to the other woman?
To both. So I'm gonna start off with my friend. I'm gonna tell my friend, you're flawless. You're smart. You're hardworking. You're ambitious. Keep away from these people. You know what I'm saying? Granted, that encounter was not planned. She was trying to just relax and enjoy herself in an adult atmosphere. And chances are, of all the places in Atlanta, they showed up. You know, my thing is maintain your distance and maintain your stance, because my friend thinks a lot like I do. Once you're married to someone, all bets are off. There's two
Right.
things people can never say I've done is mess with your man or your husband. Not as an adult.
Oh Lord.
We
You know how
all-
trolls are. Trolls be bringing up stuff from the 80s. So let me just make that disclaimer. Since I have been past the age of 20, an adult, I've never messed with nobody's husband though, because I know that at some point I'm going to be a wife, and karma's a beast.
Oh, yeah.
Karma's a beast. So I can go to hell for a lot of things, but adultery will never be one of them.
Yep.
And then for the wifey, girl,
Take lessons.
go get some counseling. Get a professional, not professional, get a personal excellence coach. Find your self-worth and build on it.
And get a boxing coach. Just saying.
Guys, check your phone.
Mine?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's over there.
All right, Kenyatta, what's your advice to this chick?
I mean, I guess it's kind of difficult because it's like, what does he have going on would be like my first question, right? I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say. I just would simply just be like, move on. It's just not worth it.
Is this to the wife or to my homegirl?
Really, to both of them, like,
My homegirl wants no parts of it.
well, she can't entertain him at all. Like, if he's coming your way, if you're somewhere in this situation, it was just like a hypothetical.
Mhm.
I mean, not
It was a
hypothetical,
happenstance.
you know, like a coincidence, as they say. Just remove yourself. Like, we can't control people, we can control ourselves, right? Sometimes we want to lash out, like, get away from me, get away from my tech. Sometimes just removing yourself.
Yeah.
And as far as the wife, it's always a slippery slope when there's marriage involved, because so many situations are workable situations. I would just be like, are you really, does this look like something you'll be able to handle in the future? Because it's going to continue, and he's not, showing you respect as his wife. Wife is just, up there, and he's not even being respectful in front of your face. So you could just imagine what it would have been if he wasn't around. So, I mean,
Well, before they got married, right? Before they got married, he had called my friend or whatever. I think my friend had just found out that they were actually going to get married. He had called my friend and they were discussing or whatever. So she called my friend and told my friend to stop taking his calls and texts.
this is your friend.
She told my friend, the new wife told my friend to stop taking his calls and texts. And then he got on the phone and cussed, the new wife out. And this is before he even got married. He's like, she's always gonna be my friend, she's always gonna be in my life, I'm always gonna love her, blah, 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 blah.
He letting her
My friend's
know
like, I don't want no part. My friend's like, I don't want no parts of this.
He letting her know
Right.
up front what he is about. And I could respect a man like that. I respect anybody that could come to me and say they don't like me. I respect you even more. Don't fake the funk with me. Let me know how you feel about me. So any man that could come to me and say, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is who, what, whatever. I, at that moment, have the opportunity to choose. So if she chooses to continue to be his wife after he have voiced how he's going to be, then it's on her. Sometimes you just have to allow people to just be stupid. Like it's a whole epidemic of stupidness out here. I hate to sound insensitive. But it's really the honest to God truth. Some women are just stupid for some men.
Right.
I think we all have played the fool before. We all have been crazy in love, but when it comes to marriage, you have to have better judgment, you know.
Yeah, and you can't just I don't think you should ever marry someone out of convenience, or you should ever marry somebody on the rebound. This was a rebound marriage. It was a rebound. It was a rim shot, you know. And granted, my friend don't want anything else to do with him. It's just that, I don't know. It's crazy. So I wish those two ladies the best. I know my friend, she's gonna do what she gotta do because she's the bomb.com. But the other one, I don't know what to say about her. And I wonder if it's, I don't know, it's not cute though either. So that could be it.
Well, looks does not mean anything.
I'm saying that could play into her behavior.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. And as we get older, the more beautiful you are on the inside is what makes it more lasting, because we just change as we get older. We know that.
Hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah.
That doesn't have anything to do with it. Whether
I'm thinking about going to get some fillers myself.
Some girls are so physically beautiful and so emotional.
Did you notice that? The most beautiful ones can't keep
the ugliest ones. They the ugliest ones.
Yep.
They need to be flipped inside out.
Yes.
Let that inside come on out, because the outside is stunning.
Yep.
But
they are the ugliest ones.
Yep.
No, it takes work to work on your insides, because unless you're a family member or someone who's been my friend forever, I'm not nice. I'm not.
I'm the type of person, I give you 10 and you pluck yourself down to 1. You give 1 and build up to 10. So you just have people, you just have some people that are like that. Yeah. And don't be mindful of your words too. You're not a mean person. Just simply say, I give you 1 and you can build yourself up to 10.
But I don't know. At home, I've had my same 2 friends forever. You know what I'm saying? And before I moved to Georgia, I was surrounded by my family. Me, my mom, and my sister, we did everything. Down here, trying to make friends, I've been here 13 years and have 3 friends.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bad thing.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and you know who they are. Mandy, Laverne, JoJo. Okay, I got 4. Mandy, Laverne, JoJo, Stacy, Latricia. Okay, I got 5.
Okay.
But I'm good. But I just don't. These women down here are harsh. They're
harsh, period. Women, especially the ones that are not, they haven't been completely healed. Women are just harsh. I always tell my husband, like, we are the difficult ones. Like, men are just, you cook, clean, back that thing up, and they happy. It's us. We are the complicated ones. Like, seriously, if I cook, make sure things are clean, that area, he's just as happy. Yeah,
Yeah,
we are
Eldridge is not
simple. We are
complicated at
not, we
all.
are the complicated ones. We really, really are.
Until they're sick.
Oh yeah,
Once they get sick, man, I swear, until they get sick.
I still try to be strong when I'm sick.
yeah, he
I,
do.
I still try to be strong when I'm sick.
No. Eldridge Glenn Taylor is a baby when he's sick, like to the point to he want me to rub his head, rock him to sleep.
Wow.
Uh,
Right.
And then you know too,
he's spoiled.
yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
I want to say this too for the marriage tidbit. When we are with, you know, our mate, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, we see the vulnerabilities of them. And to be able to hold that close and not use it against them later is so vital. It is so very vital to allow our men to just be vulnerable. Because they go out in this world and they just have to have this facade
Mhm.
all the time. They have to be strong for us, strong for the kids, strong in front of society. So when we are blessed to see them in their vulnerability, we have to always make sure that we're still respecting them. Because, you know, it's this cliche, you know, men are just human, but really when a man can be fully vulnerable with you, you know, we have to hold that really, really, really close to our hearts.
Yeah, I
'Cause
agree.
It's a beautiful bonding too.
Yeah.
You know, because we always be like, remember that time you ain't know how to do this?
Always got them
Man,
times.
that was like 10 years ago. I'm like, man, I can't believe you ain't know how to do that. You know, that was him having his vulnerable moment, like, I don't know how to do this, that, and the other. So, you know.
It's, you know what, it is some things that it's okay, they don't know how to do. Like the ongoing joke with the family is that when we get stuff here, Dervin, who puts everything together?
You?
I put everything together.
Yep.
You know,
Big
but at,
sister
the end,
time.
but at the end of the day, you know, when it's time to make a fire, that's his gig, because you see what happened the last time I tried to make a fire.
Yeah, trying to burn it down.
Yeah, I didn't open the chute or something. I don't know. The house was all smoky. Me, Dervin, and Kate thought we was about to die.
She left the flute closed.
Yeah. So, I mean, he taught me how to make a fire. He taught me how to, you know, place the wood in the fire, but I just forgot how to open the chute. So, I mean, it's give and go. I mean, our relationship is not traditional. Like, there's not a lot of, it's kind of switched.
But I think it's
And
what it works for you guys.
Right.
sometimes,
And that is all that counts. It works for you
Yes.
guys.
Yep. That's true.
Just
That's
like
why
just
you
like
keep
Robert and
watching
Kenya,
videos.
theirs works for them.
yeah, but they are relationship goals. They are hashtag relationship goals.
Correct.
Funny.
They are
Correct.
hashtag relationship
Not
goals.
really.
I mean, you know, you don't, if you do have issues, you're not spraying them in the street. They're
Right.
not
Right.
going across social media, none of that. You guys are
they can-
doing everything
Oh no.
within the realm of God, and that's what works for you.
And they stay on the same page.
Yes, we do. We try to. We get off course sometimes too, but we definitely try to.
Well, y'all, we did an hour and a half. This conversation was good, and we only live stream the Twitch. So I am going to go ahead and I'm not even gonna clip it. I'm just gonna keep it raw.
Yeah.
And I'll upload it to YouTube. I know my ex-husband probably gonna be mad, and Eldridge gonna be mad, and everybody gonna be mad, but they'll be okay. It's part of the process.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
So
you,
next
cuz.
week's show is going to be a single man's perspective.
Oh hell. But I'm not single. Ha ha.
Okay, but you just ruined my little commercial thing I was trying to make.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Then.
Join us next week for a singles man perspective. And if you're single and you got a perspective, go ahead, hit me up. You can hit me up on Skype. You can hit me up on Twitch. You can hit me up on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. Hit me up. Bella. I'm trying to go eat, y'all.
I
Yeah.
gotta go to bed because I gotta get up at 2:30.
Durbin, you want me to freeze you a pay?
Sure.
Hold on, let me pause.